Well, here we are at the corner of Bathurst and Queen. We're about to go to a community dinner at the Toronto Alliance Church, which is just a little bit west of Bathurst Street on the north side of Queen. Here we are, community dinner, 602 Queen Street West. Let's go in and have a look. That's a long way up. Must be a stairway to heaven. Let's go. Must be here. Well, it looks like the dinner's almost ready, and I'm starving. Once we finish with the meal, it'll be time to have the real fun, some singing and a nice play.
Just we love singing about God's goodness and all that He has for us and all of His blessings. So again, let's open up our hearts and sing this to the Lord and just tell Him of all His goodness towards us.
Walking down the street, Jesus saw a blind man from birth. His disciples asked, "Rabbi,
who sinned, this man or his parents?"
Jesus said,
"You're asking the wrong question. You're looking for someone to blame. There's no such cause-effect here. Look instead for what God can do. We need to be energetically at work for the one who sent me here, working while the sun shines. When night falls, the workday is over. For as long as I am in the world, there is plenty of light. I am the world's light."
He said this, and then spit in the dust, made a clay paste with the saliva, rubbed the paste on the blind man's eyes, and said,
"Go, wash in the pool of Siloam."
The man went and washed and saw. His relatives and those who year after year had seen him as a blind man begging were saying,
"Why isn't this the man we knew who sat there and begged?"
Others said,
It's him, all right.
but others objected.
It's not the same man at all. It just looks like him.
He said,
"It's me, the very one."
They said,
How did your eyes get opened?
A man named Jesus made a paste and rubbed it on my eyes. Told me, go to Siloam and wash. I did wash, he told me. When I washed, I saw.
So, where is he?
I don't know.
well, they marched the man to the Pharisees. This day, when Jesus made the paste and healed his blindness, was the Sabbath. The Pharisees grilled him again on how he had come to see. He said,
He put a paste on my eyes, and I washed, now I see.
and some of the Pharisees said,
Obviously, this man can't be from God. He doesn't keep the Sabbath.
others countered,
How can a bad man do miracles? God revealing things like this?
well, there was a split in their ranks. He said, go ahead. They came back at the blind man.
You're the expert. He opened your eyes. What do you say about him?
He said,
He's a prophet.
well, the Jews didn't believe it. Didn't believe the man was blind to begin with. So, they called the parents of the man, now bright-eyed with sight. They asked them,
Is this your son? The one who was born blind? So how is it that he now sees?
his parents said,
We know he is our son. We know he was born blind, but we don't know how he came to see. Haven't a clue about who opened his eyes. Why don't you ask him? He's grown man. He can speak for himself.
his parents were talking like this because they were intimidated by the Jewish leaders who had already decided that anyone who took a stand that this was the Messiah would be kicked out of the meeting place. That's why his parents said, ask him, he's a grown man. They called the man back a second time, the man who had been blind, and told him.
Give credit to God. We know this man is an imposter.
He replied,
I know nothing about that one way or the other, but I know one thing for sure. I was blind, now I see.
they said,
What did he do to you? How did he open your eyes?
I told you over and over. You haven't listened. Why do you want to hear again? Are you so eager to become his disciple?
with that, they jumped all over him.
You might be a disciple of that man, but we're disciples of Moses. We know for sure that God spoke to Moses, but we have no idea where this man even comes from.
The man replied,
This is amazing. You think you know nothing about him, but the fact is, he opened my eyes. It's well known that God isn't a man and calls sinners, but listen carefully to anyone who lives in reckless and God's will. That someone opened the eyes of a man born blind has never been heard of, ever. If this man doesn't come from God, he wouldn't be able to do anything.
well, they said,
You're nothing but dirt. How dare you take that toll of us?
then they threw him out in the street. Jesus heard that they had thrown him out, and he went and found him. He asked him,
Do you believe in the Son of Man?
and the man said,
Yes, according to me. Then so that you believe.
and Jesus said,
You're looking right at him. Don't you recognize my voice? What fabulous!
the man said, and worshipped him. Jesus then said,
I came into the world to bring everything into the clear light of day, making all the distinctions clear, so that those who have never seen will see, and those who have made a great pretense of seeing will be exposed as blind.
some Pharisees overheard him and said,
Does that mean you're calling us blind?
and Jesus said,
You were really blind, you would be blameless. But since you claim to see everything so well, you're accountable for every fault and failure.
Thank you, everyone. Praise the Lord.